if this is the corner and this is the other corner and this is our screen. If like you're here and Lucy is here, you're at full screen from each other, right? But this spot is bad for you because you're gonna sit here and charge blade level and you can't really threaten him into not doing that, right? Cool. Right up in your face, right? Lucy is better at this spacing than you are. This like mid-range is also bad for you because he has better buttons than you do now, just point blank period, basically outside of far H, right? And then the only space, this kind of like distant middle distance, right, is like feels like the only spot where you can actually fight Lucy in the neutral. Holding that space and not letting him like either get a little too far away or a little bit too close, you can far H, and that is bigger than any of his buttons, and you can 2-1-4 H, and that's bigger than any of his buttons. All right, folks, we are back for more Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising action. Replay reviews. Again, I'm really doing my best to get through these, and I have good news. YouTube, you're probably watching this on like October 31st, I think, ish, something like that. Vicala is probably out. We just learned today, basically, where, you know, I'm recording this on the 15th. We learned like today or last night, I think, that her gameplay trailer comes out on the 17th. By the time you're watching this, she's probably out with a patch that invalidates this whole thing. But we got to the Versucha patch. This is post-patch Nier. This is a post-patch Nier replay. So I'm doing my best. We got 2 in the last video. Maybe we'll get 2 here too. Who knows? Excuse me, I have to clear my nose real quick there. But yeah, this is Hollow here talking about help with Nier gameplay. 1.5 patch Nier versus Tav and Forgiven. Very strong Lucy and very strong Eustace right there. So true. Post-patch Nier, man, I have thoughts, certainly. I will say, post-patch Nier is even more of like a weird, obtuse... Yeah, let's go. Oh, Polynesian Sauce, also hello. You said on the YouTube side too, I missed that earlier. Alright, you know what? Yeah, when you have like top chat and not live chat, things show up way later on the YouTube side. The call info scheduled in 2 days on the official Granblue YouTube page, finally? Yeah, thank God. But yeah, so 1.5 Nier is like, 1, I don't think he's that good, but 2, I think she is very complicated now to like play well, right? Give Voss matchup. Sure, I'll do it after this one, nothing. Also, someone asked how I feel about Vicala without any gameplay. I don't know, she's cute, right? Cute mouse girl. That's about all that's my only thought on her. I didn't play the gacha or anything, so cute mouse girl. Why not? She's like, she has anxiety or something, apparently. Reminds me of a lot of my friends. Okay. Now, with that in mind, this is, oh my, they got a lot to say. She's a rat? Oh, fair enough. My bad. He should play rifles too. Hello everyone, I'm back with another replay review. What the fuck? This guy's doing my job for me? What in the YouTuber intro? Okay. I've been busy with IRL stuff. Okay. However, I do think I'm improving, on the verge of breaking out of S+. Doing more room matches, which help my personal development. Instead of queuing up for diamonds. That's not a bad idea. Like, definitely, like, you know, if ranked is, like, stressing you out, taking a break a little bit is definitely not a bad idea. 1.5, yeah. Nier is a lot worse now, certainly. Not 100% sure what I should be doing instead. Been ending combos with 5U for pushbacks to cover my death stocks. Yeah, sure, because, yeah, when you 5U, it unsummons death. Other than that, this is somewhat to everything that was changed, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and I want to continue to get better and better. Defensively, I think gotten better, but I think I always find ways to improve it. I'm not sure on the new rework of Nier as a character, not on what exactly I should do to put myself in my win condition other than using install. Installs, yeah, I mean, it's a whole thing, certainly. Here's some replays against Tav and Forgiven. I felt really close, and had I made better decisions, I could have won. I made the mistake last time of uploading the MP4 directly to Discord, and it caused playback issues, so you do it on YouTube now. Amazing. Okay, cool. Very detailed preamble there from Hollow, sure. Again, unfortunately, TBH had forgotten Vicala was coming. 2 months of radio silence. Yep. That really dumb by them, really, to not like build up some hype, man. It definitely was not handled well by them whatsoever, I don't think. From Twitter, it seems people were really waiting for anything Vicala related. I mean, yeah, she's a popular character, is my understanding. Like, they know she's popular too. She was popular enough that they basically like teased her when Versucha dropped, right, along with Sandy. So like they know. They just like decided they weren't gonna build up any kind of hype at all. I guess it's gonna happen now at least, so that's good. But yeah, so again, I can't tell you any like specific post 1.5 Nier like sauce. I'm sure you're gonna have I mean Forgiven's going in right there. Floral's got some Nier stuff for you too. So like on specifics, I'll leave it to Floral. But we're gonna talk more from like a Fundy point of view as well. This is some is Forgiven playing Eustace here? No. Okay, yeah, sorry. I saw Bubs in the I was gonna say Bubs. I saw Bubs in the thumbnail, so I was confused. So let's see. Again, as always with these replay reviews, I mean, I guess real quick before we get started, if you don't want to watch these videos 2 weeks delayed, be sure to come by and hang out on the stream. I think the video that went up today for me is like 3 weeks old or something. So if you don't want to be so backlogged, come by and hang out, Twitch and YouTube. twitch.tv/brickspd. The YouTube ones are not. The link changes every time, right? The stream. Anyways, as always with these replay reviews, when you get hit, when you lose your turn, are good times to pause and think about things. And in general, this is weird, right? So in terms of attacker or defender in this matchup, right? This is a strange one. These are two characters that are. I'm not gonna call them I'm not gonna call Nier like well-rounded, and that you can't like fight from full screen, right? But he's got some very strong mid-range. Yeah, probably what you want to do here is play the mid-range, right? Usually it's how, like charge at them or try to keep them away. Like Eustace he can fire guns at you, right? He can throw grenades at you. He can fight you from full screen much better than you can fight him from full screen, certainly. Off topic, like talking to the community makes me enjoy Rising a lot more. Awesome, great. Never seen this matchup before? Yeah, it's definitely a weirdo one, right? But again, Eustace is a very well-rounded character. He's got good. Okay, Eustace has very good. He's got very good full screen and very good right in your face. In the mid-range, his buttons, he doesn't have like the world's greatest buttons for poking, especially not compared to like a Nier or Far H or something, which is all of Nier's good buttons essentially did get gutted in the patch, except for Far H. Far H is still the goated god tier button that it is. You also have 2-1-4H, it's like the ominous turn, right, to throw out. So like in general, I think you don't want to let him get too far away from you or too close to you here. You kind of want to find that mid-range, hover in that mid-range, find a poke, and even post-patch, Nier does definitely still retain her very high mid-screen damage. So you get a lot of value off finding those pokes in the mid-screen, right? That's kind of what I would expect. Let's see what you actually end up doing here. Because it definitely is a bit of a weirdo matchup. These are two very odd characters. I mean, round start jump out. Eustace is not gonna. He's gonna slow kill basically every time. You jump. I guess the jump there. The idea with that was to try and go over a slow kill. I think you have to super jump to do that though, right? To beat the angle. Good spot dodge on the grenades. Sure, fine. Bit of a weird. I mean, I don't know about 2-1-4M, right? Like it worked because Forgiven went for a throw bait here, right? But 2-1-4M is a little. Like, he's real close for you to be doing 2-1-4M from this distance, no? Like, you block this, and you spot dodge that, you're plus, sure, but, like, I don't know about all that. 2-1-4H, maybe? Like, it worked out, because you went for a throw bait, but that's a little risky. You want to get Eustace, again, I guess the other thing, too, is Eustace does, he doesn't have a meterless DP, he doesn't have amazing defense. You want to get him blocking death as soon as you can. Of course, if he brave counters something, you die, but I guess it's kind of the case of post-patch Nier. You still have good offense while death is around, certainly. Okay. Why'd you get hit here? You just kind of empty jumped and got counter hit? Oh, no, you just didn't maybe you hit a button too early here, so you didn't actually get it. Did you hit something here? Oh, you waited way too long to close him. Yeah, give me your plus here, right? Take your turn. I'm not actually trying to stagger to catch something, but Layer 1, take your turn for sure. Okay. 2-1-4U, understandable. Death gets shot. Like, yeah, this distance is this distance, you don't want to be here, right? I would, roll through one of the, obviously, you can mix up timing and stuff like that, right? I would more so, I would try to roll through, one of these Flamex or something like that, right? And then get to that, back to that mid-screen. Like, this one right here, for example, instead of spot dodging it, I would almost try to roll this. You had the correct guess on the timing, right? You spot dodged it, well done. You didn't get beaten up by the charge or anything. But, rolling through this puts you back in your ideal spacing, right? You don't want to be here. You want to be about a roll's distance closer, where you can start trying to threaten with your big buttons, and that's where Eustace, him just, sitting down and doing Flameck will be a lot more risky when he's in, bitch smack range of Nier's Far H. Or 2U or something. Though 2U is smaller now, I think, post-patch. Because, yeah, this range is bad. You really can't, there's just about nothing you can do to Eustace from here. He's gonna dominate you in this range at all times. So rolling to close that distance is very important. I like to talk about with zoners in general, spot dodging or rolling or otherwise making their projectiles whiff is very good because the cooldown comes back as soon as you actually block it, as soon as it goes off the screen, right? So if you spot dodge or roll and make them whiff, they'll have to wait longer periods to being able to shoot again. So the spot dodges are good, just roll more often. I'd like that. Sure, I mean, as far as Nier combos, that looked pretty whack, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I don't know what a Nier combo should look like, but I feel like it's probably not that. Maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know Nier combos, but this seems like that didn't seem good. But again, I can't especially post patch Nier combos. I can't talk to. Once you go into super here, I mean, there probably is almost. So yeah, this is the one. I guess again, I can't tell you the routes here, and I'm sure Floral gave you a combo dump down there. I saw, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. But the one thing I said this a bunch. The one thing where Nier using more resource is actually a good thing. is basically off of like any hit. She uses so many stocks now, she can basically always route into ending a combo with 3 or fewer death stocks, which gives her the most powerful version of her supers, right? Her supers get stronger the fewer stocks you have. So there's almost certainly a way you could have like canceled into something and gotten a kill on this Eustace with SSBA at the end, right? I have to imagine. So this combo is probably a little bit whack, but it's not what I'm going to focus on here. I can't tell you good Nier combos. And again, Floral is going to take care of that. She sent you some stuff down there, so I'm sure you've looked over that already. Again, I mean, you did it once before, but yeah, spot dodging that red grenade is a great idea, certainly, right? This right here, it is pretty reactable, it's pretty slow, and it glows orange. Spot dodging this is a great thing. You did it before, but try to do it, you know, more often. You get throw bait, especially because of that, right? It's such a big, it's not just like any reaction check. Eustace landing this on you is like, he gets so, every single one of his options, the risk reward gets so much more insane when you've got the Magnum Aloe on you, as I call it, right? The Hellfire Blight. So it's like, make sure that you spot dodge that. Again, even, I mean, here you're at that good distance, I guess, but like, every time you want to spot dodge a Flamek, rolling from here is probably too much, but in general, really think about rolling more than spot dodging to close that gap. Here you're already at that mid-range, I don't mind it too much. Okay, the basketball dunk, what in the, how did Death lose? What did Death lose to? When you have Hellfire Blight on, uses a 3-touch character, yeah. So, avoiding that scenario by spot dodging that grenade, like, force him to do that in a block string or something, right? If you can just do it in neutral, his life is way easier. That's not real. Spot dodge that shit, it'll be plus, it'll be wonderful, right? Oh, Death lost to Flamek. Okay, sure. It traded with Flamek, I guess. Sure. Yeah, like that's, you know, here it's tough. I think, I've been told this is a frame trap, I think. Auto combo into grenade like this. If you mash, you die. You can still react and spot dodge, certainly, right? You can still react and spot dodge, but it's tougher here. At the very least, if he's doing it in neutral, make sure you're spot dodging, right? Ace plus off that, sure. Overheads, fine. I mean, this might have been force of habit, right? I think this is force of habit, probably. Keep in mind, this is not a DP anymore. Like this, I know this is like a day or two after the patch came out, I get it. But like, this is not a DP anymore. You don't have a mirrorless DP as Nier, right? So just keep that in mind. This would have lost like everything you could have done, including this throw bait. Yeah, he's gonna guarantee. That's right. Yeah, as far as I know, he's gonna get guaranteed nades unless he gets like, yeah, combo enders like off 2H or stuff, right? Oh, okay, 2-2U, sure. Again, yeah, I mean, the combos definitely could use a lot of work, but I'm not the guy for that. Sure, yeah, ending in 5U. I mean, that's a tough spot. A good throw tech, though. Saved your life there. It's like you're just without death. Oh, you can kill him here, certainly. Okay. Your character, by the way, as far as the combos, your character like did just get reworked, right? So I'm not like getting on you for your combos not being good. I'm just saying, definitely like, you know this already, and again, Floral's helping you with that. Your combos are a big reason of why you didn't win this set already, I can tell. Round start spot dodge is interesting. Sure. Again, this is just a tough spot for you. I will say, but I think Eustace is just by the way like a much better and more well-rounded character than you, so I imagine this matchup is pretty hard, right? But again, like you have exactly one distance where you're happy, and it's this mid-range. Round start spot dodge beats slow kill? I mean, sure, but you don't even like, it's not like you get a punish on him, do you? Also, is that even true? Does it beat heavy slow kill? It's a little bit too risky overall, I'd say. Oh, okay. Some whiffing there. What happened here exactly? You got a throw on his ass. Okay, good low. Didn't convert off of it, though. The timing for it? Okay. They had delayed a bit, so maybe you're right, man. That's what they were trying to do then. Like, the only range where you're really happy is that, is that mid-screen. And with that in mind, by the way, I just realized, have you Brave Counter forgiven very much this set? I feel like the answer is no. It's like, so far, I've not seen a lot of Brave Counter, right? Brave Counter is kind of perfect for you in this. It puts you exactly in the range you want to be, right? It puts you at that middle distance where you, like, that's the only spot on the screen you have an advantage over Eustace. So yeah, I feel like you could definitely be brave. Like, when he gets in on you, you could definitely be Brave Countering more, right? Especially because, yeah, just in general. So again, that one is more of, again, you want to, obviously, combos are a big deal. You probably just like with better conversions, probably just win that set straight up, right? Or that game. But even more so, I think, on a more fundamental level that isn't just like easily solved by labbing a couple combos. You want to think a lot about the space you want to occupy in this. Like, even here, right? He's in the corner, sure, right? But even more so, he's in the corner. He can't adjust his spacing very easily, right? Like, standing outside of a range where Eustace can, like, easily deal with you. Like, jumping forward here, I don't really like it, right? Like, you are from this, like, middle distance where he's in, I mean, I guess Death's not around is the big problem, right? So I guess that's the thing. Like, even still, like, standing in this, like, middle distance trying to hold space with far H's and stuff, or, like, you know, 2Ms or 2Ms and 2U's are gonna be so small without Death. Even far, I guess, yeah, this is, never mind. You don't have Death here. I didn't clock that when I first started this tangent. But, for example, though, if you did, this is a great example of, like, from here, just, like, space him out and stand in a range where you can interact and he can't. The spacing is very important in this matchup, because you have an exact kind of middle ground sweet spot where you're advantaged and everywhere else, Eustace is advantaged. So, playing around that spacing a lot more is important, and I feel like you didn't really do that too much in this one, is the main idea I'm trying to get across here. Again, it's a bad example, because you didn't have Death, which means you are literally, you know, bottom one by a mile while she's not around, that's fine. But, I mean, as always with Eustace too, with every replay we've seen with Eustace, every character's gonna have some kind of punish on this. I mean, Nier's it's super, I can tell you right away, you spot dodge this and you far H him, right? On reaction, you can spot dodge this, it would be plus, usually like, plus some small double-digit number, like plus 10 or 11 or something. You can far H him and kill him here a lot of the time. At the very least, you can get him to block a far H and go like 2-1 4 H after, and then he's blocking Death, and he's in, you know, he's in the blender, right? So this is all, like, there's a lot of reaction checks you got by here. H grenade, this throw bait, things like this, and spot dodge is kind of the answer to all of them. And another idea of, again, to summarize what I was talking about earlier, another idea of getting, you know, playing around your spacing more is at this distance, right? I think you spot dodge something, yeah. Like, at this distance, think more about rolling than spot dodging. Again, everything you're doing, like, your neutral game plan is this big, high-level, scoped-out thing where you want to be in about that far H and a bit, or far H and a little bit closer distance from Eustace. Everything you do in neutral should be basically working towards that, because that's the only spot on the screen where you want to be, where he doesn't want to be. So, even something like this, you're like, oh, I dodged the projectile. Not quite good enough. You have to. I want you to roll this one, not dodge it. Because then again, you end up right about in that range where you can threaten him with far H, and he has to either do something aggressive, like run in and try to Rekka you or something, or he has to attempt to run away. All of which, you know, they're commitments basically. But he's not in a good spot. If he tries to fight you in that range, he's gonna die. So let's keep that in mind. We have one more replay here with Lucilius. So funny enough, this is a tough one, right? Like. So, so this matchup I think is just really, really hard for you now that I'm thinking about it, because, so with Eustace, we said, you know, he can't really fight you that well in the middle distance, but he's got an advantage full screen, and he's got an advantage up close, right? I don't know about this one, man. I think Lucy is just a character that is 100 times better than you this patch, right? This character is in discussion. Coughing Baby versus Nuclear Bomb? Yeah, Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb, exactly, right? Like, this character is better than you are at literally everything, including mid-screen damage sometimes, which is like your whole thing. That is the only thing keeping Nier relevant right now is a really high mid-screen damage. Lucy will beat you out in that if he has Blade Level 5, right? No one does mid-screen like Lucy when he's at BL5, right? And not Boys Love Blade level. But so this is just a tough one. And Tav is a really good Lucy too, right? Like, this seems horrendous for you because up close, Lucy's gonna beat your ass. He just has better offense, he has a better reward on hit in general, right? But like he's going maybe not better reward on hit. He's got better offense. He has like way more access to like safe plus frames and things like this, right? You don't have an advantage right in his face, especially with how you got nerfed, right? And you can't leave him at full screen because he's gonna sit there and like sit in his fucking 5U and get Blade Level 5 and he's gonna kill you. And now, honestly, with a lot of your best mid-screen buttons being nerfed, Lucy is for real gonna be able to challenge you in the mid-screen with, like, you know, like, if you had your 2M and your 2U, along with your far H, it'd be a lot more close. But what do you do against Lucy far L, against Lucy far M, against, you know, like, this seems really hard. Again, I think this character is just, you are just getting, you know, like, you're getting, like, power cliffed, I feel like, a little bit, right? Like, it's kind of like Goku just got off the spaceship, and you're like Raccoon, and you're like, I'm gonna get this guy, right? Lucy's just like, again, Lucy is, in my opinion, in discussion for best character in the game in this patch, right? And in my opinion, I think Nier is, you know, more, you know, she's definitely closer to the other end of that tier list than anything. So this is a hard one. And I think he matches up into your kits pretty well too. So I'm like, honestly, I'm just like, we're gonna talk about fundamentals here, man, because I got nothing for you against Lucy. I think you're just gonna have to gap. I think it's just gap. I think you're just horribly outstatted by this character, essentially. Okay, nice. I mean, I guess the one thing is 214H is, you know, bigger than anything that he can do, you know, that is of similar speed, right? So I get 214H is probably like your only saving grace in this matchup. Like standing kind of like at that distance where like far M and like, you know, far M can't connect, but 214H will. That's like the space where you can interact and Lucy can't is like, it's like this big in this matchup, right? Like it's like this big. But yeah, like a space where you're not so far away, you can just like comfortably sit there and charge blade level, but you're not too close that you can just like, you know, threaten you with his burst options basically. But we'll see. Why do you get hit here again? You brave counter, by the way, good idea. Definitely should use more of that against Eustace. Oh, okay, just didn't follow up on the 214U enough. Got it. If he reads 5 Lunalu books, he becomes the best character in the game. Yeah, exactly. BL5. Okay, 2-2U. Yeah, you can brave counter those now. That is so, man. It's crazy that Nier went for having like this. Like, I just want to take a second here. Do you have any idea how far and away this was the best U skill in the game before the patch? And again, if it wasn't, it was 236U was the only other competitor. This was so far and away the best U skill in the game, it was funny. And now you just like time a brave counter and she becomes bottom 1, right? Like this thing just loses this, like brave counter makes Nier bottom 1 when she does this U skill now. It's so like they really, god damn. And his frame traps you and you die. Yeah. Like I'm not sure how much I'm gonna have for you here, Hollow, for real. Right? I mean, Tav is also just like a better player than you are, probably. Like, no offense, just like Tav's very good, right? So like, even like Gap is not really a viable option. I don't know how much I've got for you here, man. I mean, good jump, convert. I mean, this is where like, for real, this is gonna be like, you know, your conversions have to be so on point. Like, you're gonna get so few shots in this matchup. When you get them, you have to kill them for it, right? Okay, nice. Again, yeah, 214 feels like your only reasonable tool in this matchup, right? Because it can actually hit Eustace, Lucilius. From spaces where he can't hit you. I mean, yeah, you have no death, so you're bottom 1 by a mile when death isn't around. Yeah, far M. Yeah. What do you do here, right? You wait, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's good. You waited. That's good. Tav probably should be a little bit more aggressive here. He's being a little too. I think he's still fighting pre-patch Nier in his head, right? This is the day that Lucy got buffed and Nier got nerfed, right? Yeah, these replays are from the 20th. I think Tav is still fighting pre-patch Nier in his head here. He doesn't realize that you're like, you know, how worthless you are right there. He was playing way too respectfully, so gave you an in. That's good. You capitalized on it. You took advantage of his patience and killed him. Very well done. Doesn't want to get 2-M'd into death? Yeah. But he just realized that it can't happen anymore. Spot dodge on the overhead. Interesting. Sure. Maybe it worked, I guess. I don't know how plus or minus you are if you hard call that out. Probably pretty plus, right? Frame trap with the close H. Sure. Yeah, caught your delay tech. Not really, you know, just try to be somewhat unpredictable on that timing there, but it's not that helpful of advice. Just make sure you're like switching up between throw tech and strike tech, and also switching your timings up as much as you can, but can be tough. Okay, good. Oh, mistime 214U, sure. Good back throw, I guess, though. You have no death again, so yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you are just like not a character. You're using brave counter a lot more this set, so that's very good. I'm a big fan of that. Okay. This is a tough place. I mean, brave counter is a good idea, certainly, but this is a brave counter bait too. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's gonna be the first time in one of these replay reviews where I just kind of go like, I don't really know what to tell you, man. I think it's not this is unwinnable or anything, right? But this is just a tough one. You're fighting a character. Like, this is like coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb. Is Tav looking for replay advice? No, it's Hollow fighting Tav there. But it's like, it's just die, I guess. I mean, it's not just die, right? Obviously, but to beat Lucilius, you have to be playing like so sharp. Again, this feels like heavy advantage Lucy, I think. So you just have to like be outplaying and RPSing and things like this. And like, I mean, you can do that against Tav, right? Tav is pretty fucking good. Like, Tav is probably better than Hollow, right? So it's just like, I don't really know that I have too much advice for you. The only thing, right? The only thing I have, and it's the one thing I mentioned, is like, again, there is still a spot on the screen where you are at advantage, right? But the problem is, I'm gonna pull up some, hold on, watch the paint's about to go crazy, bro. The paint's about to go absolutely stupid, okay? So like, if this is the corner, and this is the other corner, and this is our screen, right? Like, and so like, you know, if like, you're here and Lucy is here, you're at full screen from each other, right? But this spot is bad for you because you're gonna sit here and charge blade level, and you can't really threaten him into not doing that, right? Cool. Right up in your face, right? Lucy is better at this spacing than you are. And if he gets combos, he gets really high reward off them in terms of both damage and blade level, even in the mid-screen, right? So, like, this is also bad for you, right? This, like, mid-range is also bad for you because he has better buttons than you do now, just point-blank period, basically, outside of far H, right? And then, the only space, so, like, if we just, like, color them in, right? This is bad for you. This is bad for you. This is bad for you. This is bad for you, right? Like, this kind of space is bad for you, right? You have exactly, like, you know, this kind of, like, distant middle distance, right? Is, like, feels like the only spot where you can actually fight Lucy in the neutral. But, like, I have to make this band, it is smaller than this, right? Because what you're looking for, basically, is a space where you're not so far away that he can just sit there and charge blade level, or just, like, sit there and throw specials and, like, just, you know, get closer to blade level 5. And you're not so close that he can out mid-range you. This space, this, like, narrow, tiny-ass band right here is where you can far H, and that is bigger than any of his buttons, and you can 2-1-4H, and that's bigger than any of his buttons, right? But, like, holding that space and not letting him, like, either get a little too far away or a little bit too close is so damn difficult. And that's why we say that it's, like, that's what I'm saying, like, you just have to gap, right? Because, like, the range that you want to be on here, the advantageous spot for you on the screen is so small that, like, it's going to be really hard to, like, hold a guy as good as Tav in that space for that long, right? So, my advice is do this, right? You have to, like, really, really play around that one little space where you can 2-1-4H him or far H him and he can't interact from there. But, like, slight miscalculations in the spacing here are just gonna get you killed, right? And when Lucy gets a combo, he hands it in a Scariot, he gets a bunch of damage and a blade level, he's getting closer to Doomsday, and the whole time you're getting weaker, because, like, half the time you're without death, right? Yeah, when you don't have death, by the way, when you don't have death, this whole, like, you can't do anything, right? When you don't have death, like, there's no spot for you that's safe. He's just gonna kill you everywhere when you don't have death. All your normals get worse, and 2-1-4H is gone, right? So, like, you can't even, like, really, I think you can't even commit to, like, pressuring Lucy too hard either, because as soon as he throw techs you or brave counters you, death is gone, and as soon as death is gone, you just, like, Tav was playing very patient against Deathless Nier there, but I think he hasn't, like, quite fully realized, again, that was August 20th, right? I don't think he had fully realized, like, post-patch Nier was what he was fighting, right? So, most of the time when I see Nier lose death, they just block? Sure, but I mean, also, if you're gonna play, like, super passively, Lucy's just gonna sit here and, like, throw specials at you and get closer to blade level 5. Boys love 5, right? So it's almost like, I feel like you have to just, like, either whiff punish or counter hit him with 2-1-4H or far H, right? Like, you have to get a hit and then convert into a combo and put him in the corner, right? But, like, it just seems really difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this, as far as fundamentals advice, this is what I have for you. Hold these, like, really, really, like, specific ranges on screen, right? And again, this is where we talk about, you know, against Eustace, it was like, yeah, your combos need to be better. Here, you like, for real, dog, like, genuinely, figure out what those post-patch Nier combos are and do them, because you need every little advantage you get. And when you hit that guy, again, the only thing that is good about your character still, the only thing is that your mid-screen damage is still some of the highest in the entire game, with meter probably the highest in the entire game, right? So, like, oh, actually, no, Abel exists. Never mind. Able exists. I mean, Lucy, Blade Level 5 exists, even without Blade Level, like, never mind. Not passing, but, like, you know, still very high. Still very high. So, like, you need to make sure that when you're getting those hits, you're confirming them as best as you possibly can. What's going on, Forgiven? We're doing some Nier, post-patch Nier replay review right here, is what you missed. But just keep that in mind. But, I mean, yeah, this, I don't even, like, I'm thinking of doing, like, you know, at some point, like, as I learn more about the game, doing, like, you know, like, a best and, like, worst matchups in the game, like, most lopsided matchups in the game, video kind of thing. And, like, I don't know if this will be there necessarily, because there's some really funny matchups where it's, like, an intersection of a character with, like, a very particular strength and a very particular weakness overlap and bad things happen. But what I'm thinking about this matchup on paper right now, I'm like, why isn't this matchup fucking impossible almost? Any knowers? And I can't come up with an answer for myself, at least. So, this just seems really hard. This seems really hard. But yeah, unfortunately, Vayne Voss, yeah, exactly. That's more so what things like that, Charlotta, Vayne, things like this, are like where just a very specific strength happens to counter a very specific weakness, right? That's where you get like really jagged matchups like that. But yeah, I mean, focusing more on like the Eustace replay, where I had a little bit more for you. Again, all of it is Nier's primary strength in this patch, and kind of her only strength in this patch, is that she still does have quite good mid-screener buttons. Like even 2-on-2 you aren't bad buttons, right? They're just worse than they used to be. And 4H is still a god button, and 2-on-4H is still a god neutral tool, right? So her only strengths at this point, basically, are that she has quite good mid-screen, mid-range, and she gets a lot of reward off of that. So you just have to play to that, or you're not going to get anything, right? The character can't really do very much besides that, right? I mean, good corner pressure in certain ways, but like again, when throw teching puts you into bottom 1 status, good corner pressure is a little bit, it's risky at best, right? So in general, the advice is definitely just play more around, understand what spacings you can and can't overpower people in as Nier, and usually it's gonna be like that. Like basically, depending on the matchup, that mid-range band is gonna get bigger and smaller, right? Like the better the matchup is for Nier, the more the mid-range band where you're like advantaged, because like she can't really do too much from full screen ever, right? And her defense is quite bad, so like right in your face is probably never going to be good for her. But like this band is going to get bigger or smaller depending on how bad the matchup is for you. But you always want to find that like mid-range and hold it, right? And use your like big bully buttons to then get your turn going. That's all I'll say. It just gets, you know, it's much easier said than done against a guy like Eustace, where that band, you know, that band looks more like, it looks more like this. That band you're holding against Eustace probably, right? That's a much bigger, that's like half the screen where you feel pretty comfortable, right? Versus Lucilius, again, where it's more like, you know, it feels like it really is, like, for real, that band is more like, you know, it's the non-squiggled lines, by the way, but it really does feel like that band is more like, you know, it's like a quarter of the size or something. It's like here, or something like that, right? That's what that band looks like. So it's gonna grow and shrink based on your matchup, but Nier is very much like, she's very demanding of footsies in this patch, because it's the only thing she has going for her, basically. He is getting a win in footsies and doing a shit ton of damage off of that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Floral got you. I mean, yeah, Forgiven hit you with a neutral triangle. He loves this Sage Jam video. It's very good, certainly. Floral gave you what in the world? Floral gave you 20 Nier combos and setups, so that's good, yeah. Definitely a lot of work needs doing there, but again, it was only the day your character got reworked, so I'm not blaming you too much. Yeah, that's about all I got for you, I think, Hollow. Well-played sets overall, I think, though, but... Yeah, Floral goated, yeah, she's very, very generous with she just spends all day in the lab, is my understanding. Very generous with the knowledge there, certainly. Cool, yeah, well, that's gonna do it for this replay review. We're gonna do the Voss matchup tier list right here in a second, I think. But first, let me just send the VOD watchers on their way. So hello, VOD watchers, how's it going? Hope you had a good time with the video. If you did, any kind of likes, subscribes, comments, bells, all that good stuff helps out a lot. I also stream every day from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on both Twitch and YouTube. So be sure to come by and hang out, except Fridays. I don't stream on Fridays. I also have a Discord. You're looking at it right here. If you want to post replays, you certainly can. I'm behind as hell, but others, as you can see, got to this way before I did. The day was posted, in fact, right? So if you want, the community will be around to help you, and I'll get to it eventually, I promise. But yeah, if you do join, be nice, or I'll shoot you in the head in Minecraft, most importantly. Hope you had a good time hanging out today, as always. I know I sure did. Having a lot of fun with Granblue. Gonna be a lot more coming your way, and, you know, shout out to all the pre-patch Niers, I guess. I missed my own replay review. Oh, yeah, it'll go up in like 2 weeks, Hollow. Or you can watch the stream VOD, too, if you want. Yeah. Peace.